Are you taking the oath or affirmation?
Affirmation, please.
Please repeat the words on the card.
I do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You told us you knew the defendant. How did you first meet?
He worked on the street where I live, and I signed up for his charity boxing event that he organised.
And how would you describe your relationship?
We became good mates. We had a laugh. And my older brother had moved away from the area, so I guess I needed a mate.
And Mr. Tucker was happy to oblige?
Yeah, he worked on the street, similar sort of age. Seemed natural for us to knock about, but I had no idea he was grooming me.
I understand how difficult giving evidence in a case like this must be, but if you could, confine yourself to answering the question you've been asked.
Right, sorry.
You say you're not about. What do you mean by that?
Go to the pub, into town.
I see. How many times did you go out?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't really keeping count, but a lot.
So you went on a number of evenings out. Can you tell me what happened on the night of the alleged offence?
I can't really tell you a lot because I don't remember it all. But it seemed like any other night, except it wasn't. He spiked my drink. And I don't really remember a lot after that. It's a bit of a blur, thank God.
What was the next thing you remember?
Waking up in his bed after he'd raped me.
Back itself.
Yeah, just brief moments, like little snippets, like I was there, but I wasn't.
I understand. So if we go back to the morning after the assault, how did you feel?
Like when you wake up after a big night and it takes a while for your head to adjust, a bit like that. Except I knew something was wrong. Everything was wrong about that morning. And my head was banging. I knew it was more than just a hangover. And
take your time.
Physically, what I felt, it confirmed what had happened, and even though I couldn't believe it was true, I knew what he'd done to me.
Did you report it to the police?
No. I couldn't, how could I sit somebody down and just tell them what had happened to me, I felt ashamed. And, just imagine everything you think you are, everything you stand for and everything you take for granted is gone like that. In 1 second, he took that away from me. In one night, gone. And I remember thinking, how did I let it happen? Why couldn't I stop him? Was it my fault? And then I thought, I don't want to be here anymore. You know? I feel dead inside anyway, so why not just go all the way?
What do you mean, all the way?
Top myself. End it all. It just brought so much pain to me. Self-disgust. There was no escaping it. Everywhere I went, you know, I was surrounded by all these little triggers. And...
So how did you manage to get through it?
Well, it wasn't down to me. That was down to my girlfriend. My now wife. And if it wasn't for her sticking up for me, you know, standing by me, then I know I wouldn't be stood here today. I owe her that.
How close would you say you were to the defendant?
Well, I thought he was a mate.
You stated that your brother had recently left the area. Would you describe yourself as lonely?
Suppose.
Was Mr. Tucker your closest male friend at the time?
Probably, yeah.
How often would you socialise with him in an average week?
3 to 4 times.
Were you coming to depend on him?
No, he was just a mate.
Did your girlfriend express any feelings about this developing relationship?
She didn't like me going out all the time. You know, I was palming the kids off on her, leaving on her own, was taking the mick.
She didn't like being neglected while you spent time with the defendant?
Well, she didn't like me going out and getting hammered all the time, you know?
Did these feelings ever cause her to show any hostility towards my client?
Well, she never really liked him. She always thought he was a bad influence. She was always a better judge of character than me. Where's this going?
I'm simply trying to establish what your girlfriend may have said to you with regard to your relationship with Mr. Tucker.
She just didn't like me spending time with him.
And you chose to ignore those concerns?
Well, I didn't think there was an issue.
Why not?
Because I was stupid, because I was enjoying myself.
In Mr. Tucker's company?
Well, yeah, I liked him. You know, didn't mean I wanted him to rape me.
So you didn't actually see my client tamper with your drink?
Well, if I did, I wouldn't have drunk it, would I?
You've told the court your girlfriend didn't like you getting hammered so much, so you were in the habit of drinking heavily with Mr. Tucker.
It was different this time. I mean, when I woke up, I knew it wasn't just a hangover. It was something a lot worse.
But you didn't go to the police?
No, I explained that.
Yes, you said your decision was motivated by shame. Do you stand by that?
Totally.
What was it you were ashamed of?
That I allowed it to happen.
You allowed it?
No, what I mean is, I couldn't stop it, but I felt like I had some blame, like it was my fault.
By having sex with another man?
No, he raped me.
Mr. Platt, you've told the court that you were in the habit of drinking heavily with Mr. Tucker. You've also confirmed that you were lonely and that your relationship with him was very close to the point where it became a concern to your partner. Do you not remember that on the night in question, you in fact responded positively to sexual advances from Joshua Tucker?
No, that didn't happen.
Is it not correct that you had consensual sexual relations, and the shame you describe was born out of the disgust you felt at your own latent sexuality?
No.
An orientation you were desperate to deny?
No, that's wrong. I wasn't feeling like that. That didn't happen.
Given your professed closeness to your girlfriend, would you find it difficult to acknowledge infidelity?
Well, yeah, but I've never been unfaithful to my wife, and I never would be.
But if you had been unfaithful, would you find that hard to live with?
Almost impossible.
You told the court that you considered suicide following the night of the alleged offence. Was that drastic action prompted by how you felt about discovering your own latent sexuality and what that meant to your relationship with your girlfriend?
No, I felt like killing myself because he drugged and raped me.
By understanding that night in these terms, both the intoxication and the sexual intercourse, does it allow you to deny that it was infidelity, both to yourself and to the wider world?
What? No.
And further, does it explain the many months that passed before the night in question and your decision to go to the
who was
police?
that? Was that Mum? Is Shona okay?
Mr. Platt, would you please address your remarks to this court?
I'm not doing this anymore. My wife is in hospital, that's in a coma. I should be there with her, not stood here answering her stupid questions. Now, please, can I just go? Please.
In the circumstances, I have no further questions, Your Honour.
Mr. Pack?
I have no questions in re-examination. Do you have any questions, Your Honour?
No.
May the witness be excused.
You may go, Mr. Platt.
I would have called, but I thought you want to hear this in person. I just heard from the court. Josh Tucker's been found guilty of raping you and the other survivor. He's been sentenced to 15 years.
You okay?
For once in a case like this, justice was actually done.
Thanks. Come on, this is good news.